Thank you and welcome. First, I'll go over today's agenda. We'll give a quick introduction to Bentley, look at a couple project profiles that apply to AssetWise. We'll review the challenges faced within the industry, a couple of them we've identified. We'll see the overview of AssetWise Asset Reliability Inspections, how Asset Reliability Inspections empowers users to meet their needs, and some benefits of Asset Reliability Inspections. We'll end on a demonstration, and then we'll take any questions that you have. We are a global leader in providing engineers, architects, geospatial professionals, constructors, and owner-operators with comprehensive software solutions for advancing the design, construction, and operations of transportation infrastructure. Bentley Systems has software used in all 50 U.S. state TOTs. It's used in 170 countries, and we have over 3,500 colleagues in over 50 countries. Next are project profiles to highlight AssetWise. Utah Transit Authority worked with Bentley to enhance and expand UTA's transit asset management solution to achieve a state of good repair and comply with the Federal Transit Administration requirements under Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century, also called MAP 21. Usage of the transit asset management solution paid direct dividends in retaining and increasing ridership for the long term. Comprehensive approach, including inventory, inspection, maintenance, deterioration, condition rating, and risk, has allowed UTA to maintain assets proactively. AssetWise became the solution for effectively reporting on metrics, as well as identifying inputs and outputs required to meet UTA's defined asset management goals. The use of AssetWise Enterprise interoperability and always-on SQL connection will allow data from AssetWise to be used in other applications at UTA as well. Next, we have Nevada DOT, where AssetWise enables detailed routine information to be collected on all bridge assets, and additional data to be collected on special, complex, and fracture-critical bridges. Advanced features allow for risk-based management. Management reports and queries provide instant access to evaluate performance measures, trends, and other information. And data integrations with downstream systems is achieved, again, through always-on SQL. Next, some transportation industry challenges we've identified here. First, hidden inventory. Maybe you're unable to locate your assets. Maybe you have disparate systems for tracking your assets. Inefficient data collection, paper-based inspection, double data entry, all introduce potential for errors with your data. Evolving complexity. Asset and inspection management continues to grow. Managing your compliance. Meeting local and federal regulatory requirements and ensuring public safety and trust. And disconnected data. Maybe you're unable to share inventory and inspection data with downstream decision support systems. So here are some solutions that we think might work for these. Asset inventory. Having all of your asset and inspection data in one unified system. A better data collection method. Mobile device support, role-based security, report approval process to keep your data clean. Easy administration. Lets you build on your solution as your inspection and maintenance needs grow over time. Compliance governance. Monitor KPIs, review snapshots of inventory and inspection data, and produce federal submissions easily. And accessibility to your data. Connect, share, and utilize data across the entire ecosystem. We believe all of these can be achieved with a COTS solution that allows configurations to stay nimble, allowing for a quick turnaround time to get up and running, but also reduce maintenance costs in the long term. And the solution we're proposing is AssetWise Asset Reliability Inspections Connect Edition. We are a market leader in bridge inspection. Our product, AssetWise Reliability Inspections, is the market leader for commercial off-the-shelf inspection systems, with 15 U.S. DOTs in production, plus several federal and state agencies. Now to speak about managed services, we implement AssetWise Asset Reliability Inspections as software as a service offering, hosted in Bentley's managed services environment. Rapid implementation with standard templates means rollouts are quick for new environments. Regular planned server updates keep everything up to date as possible. Worry-free, guaranteed uptime, and SLAs, no IT overhead on your part. And managed services is ISO 27001 compliant. Easy and accurate data collection. That entails no software to install and accessing this from anywhere, anytime, anywhere you have a browser. On top of that, we have a mobile app, whether in the field or in the office. AssetWise makes it easier for your inspectors to collect data quickly and accurately. We'll talk about our mobile application here. This should allow inspectors to spend more time in the field and less time writing reports. Advanced mobility for inspectors in the field comes along with offline data collection. You don't need to stay within the bounds of a wireless network. Capture photos, videos, and GPS information directly on your mobile device and sync it back to the cloud as soon as you have service again. So what do you get off the shelf? We support National Bridge Inventory, National Bridge Elements, National Tunnel Inventory, Transit and Rail Track Component Inspections, and National Transit Database for FTA facilities. Here's a breakdown of a couple of those. For National Bridge Inventory, AssetWise comes pre-configured with all the fields and forms necessary to perform NBI collection, including web and mobile forms, as well as a printable PDF report section that contains all the NBI data. Additionally, we have a built-in error checker. This allows you to validate the inspection data before approving the report. This will show the same errors that the FHWA Federal Error Checker will show if you exported everything and uploaded it to their website. We have NBI calculations that emulate the same calculations that FHWA performs when you upload. Here's a sample of it here, and you can see at the bottom it does show its work. It kind of shows you why it came to the conclusion it came to. And finally, for NBI, we can generate the NBI tape for a subset of assets or all of your assets in a matter of seconds. And you can compare the as-entered values to the NBI formatted values if you need to confirm why a particular value is what it is. We help you meet those inspection frequency requirements easily with our schedule tracking, with our dashboard widgets for MAP 21 performance measures, and our dashboard widgets for NBIP metrics. Onto elements. We do come pre-configured with all NBE and BME definitions. That includes the relationships of what's relevant to which. We support configuring any additional agency elements that you have defined. You can add physical elements, protective systems, and defects from an administrative panel. FHWA's element XML file can be generated in seconds. And this form is mobile enabled. For National Tunnel Inventory inspections, we do support data collection with a standard form that ships out of the box, a full error checker similar to the NBI, and an output report similar to the NBI. We also do support an export of that for FHWA purposes. For track components and other transit areas, we do have some templates available, configurable templates, I should say, for inspecting commonly inspected track components. Here's a sample of one for 30-day grade crossing. These can easily be added or altered to support your individual TAM plan. And some of the examples that we have are switch machines, grade crossings, locking tests, and signals. For FTA facilities, we have purpose-built templates that will let you hit the ground running. They are prepared out of the box. You could use them as they are, but you can also alter them if you need to match your TAM requirements. Elements are supported for these if you choose to use that. And together, these allow you to have a quick implementation to align with your TAM plan to ensure state of good repair and compliance. But our users inspect much more than just bridges and tunnels and facilities. Numerous asset types are already out there in the wild. And here's some of the examples that we have, including things like sign structures, high-mast light poles, retaining walls, you name it, you can inspect it here. Many more. So how can any agency support any type of asset when it's a COTS solution? Configuration is the answer. What can you do with our configurations? Examples include adding new asset types, inspection types, fields, forms, reports, calculated fields, custom workflows, maintenance process, inspection schedules, asset hierarchy, any number of permissions that can be assigned by group or role, and more. Our configuration tool suite allows for this flexibility. We'll have a small demo of this at the end, but some screenshots here to show granular security down to the role level. Links documentation, automated calculations you can set up, we mentioned. This is an example of a calculation, very flexible, very extensible, and you can set a field to be required or have a default value, and dependent drop-down choices. Additionally, we have a to visual section. Here's an example of what it looks like just in a screenshot format, and this can be used for web forms, mobile forms, or the PDF reports. There are some tools in here to allow you to speed up your process as well. You see everything is lined up perfectly vertically in here. You don't have to manually drag those into place. The tool can justify and distribute as needed. So efficient management of asset inspection schedules can be, let's see, simple view of inspection scheduling status through our filter. They can be considered recurring or ad hoc. Recurring will automatically reschedule itself. Ad hoc is a one-time inspection. And they can be assigned individually. Locate, inspect, and maintain your diverse assets. No animations there. Single source. You can access your data easily from any location in the system. Queries are one good example. They are very flexible. You can include any number of fields in here, any number of criteria. Built before 1970 with a deck less than 7. It's very flexible. You can view the results of this on a map, or you can view any other number of other location on a map. Critical information is always available at your fingertips. Here's an example of an asset details page that shows some of the most commonly necessary information in one location for one asset. This includes your inventory information, your scheduling information, any projects that this asset is associated to, any maintenance items on it, and any inspections that are ongoing or have already occurred. Any files and photos you've attached. And we also do support projects. These will help you with controlling access especially. You can control access here through time-based, so from a starting point to an end point, per asset, per the contractor type, and per the role of the user. Projects is currently helping a user manage inspections on over 50,000 assets for hundreds of users across dozens of consulting firms. Flexibility allows the prime consultants to manage settings for their own subcontractors. This allows you to increase accountability while reducing administrative overhead. Flexible workflows enforce data quality controls. This allows you to handle complex inspection processes. The workflows are very extensible. Here's an example of a moderately complex one. This does support both inspection reports and maintenance items. And here's just an example of some security you can assign to a workflow stage to allow only certain roles to pursue a particular path on the workflow. So, speaking of maintenance, our maintenance allows you to, maintenance module allows you to share data between inspectors and your maintenance groups. Our dashboard allows for a quick overview of your maintenance. You can organize your work items, as shown here, into groups called work orders for easier sorting and grouping. And you can attach photos to highlight the defects and progress on each maintenance item. So how can you easily store, retrieve, and update your inventory and inspection data? We have actually many ways to do this. First is our always-on SQL access. This allows you to read from a real-time replicated database from which you can populate your own systems or data warehouses downstream, or you can analyze and query it directly through something like SQL Management Studio. You can make your own active reports, crystal reports, and any reporting system that you have. Power BI, for instance, can make dashboards out of these. And some of our users actually use Access to just bring the data into a format that they're more familiar with. External data views allow you to view external data inside of a WARI. Here's just an example, some fake data that we put in here, but basically any data can be put into a grid to be demonstrated, or sorry, to be displayed, I guess, on an asset. Zero code is involved. It's all done through a configuration page, so you don't need to be a programmer to make this happen. What if you need to access this data in another way, or need to connect it from another authoritative system? Integration is where we go with this. So new integrations can be set up in minutes. We have two native integrations built in, one with AssetWise BRM, and this system allows you to map your fields between BRM and a WARI directly. And we also have one with ProjectWise. So AssetWise can connect to both of those, feed downstream data, feed reports into those as you go across. We support RESTful web services that allow you to read or update any data in AssetWise using API calls. And we are part of AssetWise Enterprise Interoperability Services. This includes connectivity to other AssetWise products just out of the box. It's built in. It also has support for third-party systems, such as your EAMs or CMMSs. All these capabilities together provide flexibility and your lowest total cost of ownership. Being able to get up and running quickly on COTS, as well as adding features through configuration instead of having to use custom code, make your system simpler to maintain and update. You have the power to make the improvements without getting services involved. So, a recap of some of the benefits that we believe we have here with our product. AssetWise Asset Reliability Inspections Connect Edition is provided as a SaaS solution. This means you don't have to worry about the day-to-day maintenance of the system, no applying patches or updates, no optimizing databases, no hardware upgrades. Bentley's Managed Services handles all of it. Use a scheduling system and filters to efficiently manage the inspections for all of your assets. View your data using widgets and queries to help ensure you're in compliance with federal laws and regulations. Receive all the benefits and simplicity of a COTS product along to help you get up and running quickly, but configurability provides the agility and flexibility of a custom in-house system. You have the power to make adjustments to accommodate any future inspection needs without the need for any customizations. And you save money by consolidating your inspection systems, reducing system maintenance overhead, and eliminating the need to buy these customizations. This results in systems with the lowest TCO. Now I'll switch over to a quick demonstration of a couple of functions of AssetWise. And for the beginning of this, I will be logging in as an inspector on our demonstration site. And you can see I have several inspections assigned to me. The yellow ones here are actually due this month in July. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new report for the Morlock Cemetery Bridge. Right now it's just loading my asset details page that we had just seen. I'm going to go up and make a new report for this. And since the routine report is what's due, I'm going to create a routine inspection. And you can see how quick and easy that was. Really, everything is straightforward and web-based here. So I'm coming into the National Bridge Inventory form, and just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to change a couple of the condition ratings, so I have something obvious that I've changed in the report. And you can see that everything comes in yellow to show I haven't changed it. The system does track data from the previous reports that we had. So I will just change a couple of those, and I'll go to the MBI calculations form here. You can see that it has now calculated my evaluation is pretty low, and actually it says the reason for that was my MBI 60 was extra low. Here I'm just adding a couple photos in. This is a stock photo we had on this asset before, and I'm going to add a couple images of my favorite Pittsburgh bridge here as well, just so we get a little variety of images to show up in our report later. These can also be added from the mobile device if you have done your inspection on the mobile device. You can reorder them here very easily. You can choose to not print certain photos if you don't want to, if you just want them here for archival purposes, for instance. And here I'm going to add a map image. So the system out of the box will integrate with Bing and uses our NBI 16 and 17, our latitude and longitude values, to place it on a map. So I'm just going to save this as my map that I'll choose to show inside of my report. And now my data collection phase is done. So as an inspector, I've done all of my work. I'm going to submit this report to my manager or my team lead or whoever's going to approve it. In this case, I'm just going to call it the manager. We have a demo user on here. And as far as I'm concerned, this report is now complete unless the manager finds a problem with it and has to send it back to me. So if anybody else views this asset in the meantime, you can see the report is there. They can open it. They can review it as well if they need to. Now I'll switch over to manager. And here you can see as soon as I log in, I get the dashboard that shows me all of my my statuses in one quick view. But that's not what I'm here for right now. I wanted to see if there's any reports assigned to me. And I do have this one that my test user just made. So I'll come in here and I see the same exact forms. I can see the user changed a couple of these values because they're white. And I'll check whatever I need to check. I'll sign off on it. In this case, I'm just going to say it's good. So we'll approve this final report. And at this point, any integrations now consider this report to be fully complete, signed off upon. Now I can come down here and view the report sections. This will show me the PDF version of this. So one click, I have the whole PDF here to download or to print. All the images that I placed in here, all the values that I put in here are reflected in one place here. Okay. Now I'm going to go into manage asset schedules real quick. So you can see inspector demo is already assigned to a couple of those. I'm just going to assign them to maybe 4 more just because I needed to get them out to somebody. There we are. Demo inspector saved. And as easy as that, now next time inspector demo logs in, he'll get those 4 more assets showing up in his to-do list. And finally, well, not quite finally, but next I have a new form I'm making. It's just called Test Form 1, and I'll go into the Forms Designer. And we have this nice little button here to add multiple fields. So I'm just going to add a couple of the NBI measurements in here. Just add maybe 6 of them. And they come in with their labels. And I'm just going to add a label to the top here. And you'll see I'm typing at the bottom. It says some NBI measurements. So I'll make this a little bit bigger to make it a header on the page. And I'll change it to Comic Sans. And that's all it takes to make a form. I've just created a new one. I can now attach it to any report type, and when a user goes in, they will now see test form 1 to enter the data in. So in a matter of under a minute, I've made a new form for us. Finally, I'll just touch on security. We do support supplemental security, which is user at the very minimum lowest level, a user level. Typically, we would suggest we're doing it here at the group. In this case, say we have a new contractor and we're assigning them to Adair County for inspections. Well, that's now complete. All it took was me logging in, going to Adair County and assigning the new consultant to it.